Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is Isaac, and today I'm going to help you assemble your 8-foot by 20-foot outdoor storage shed. Before we get started, make sure the model number of your shed is listed in the description below. This video will follow the steps outlined in the assembly manual that comes with the shed. So if you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the description below for a timestamp associated with each step. There are steps in this assembly that require 2 people, so make sure you have at least one other adult available to help. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to complete the job. You may want to pause the video now so you can gather the supplies shown on the screen. Also, you may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be careful not to over-torque or over-tighten the hardware. You'll also need additional tools to prepare a foundation for the shed, so refer to your manual to see what other resources you will need. All Lifetime sheds are required to be built on a foundation. We recommend you build your foundation out of concrete, but you can also use lumber. This video is meant to be a companion to the assembly manual and not a direct replacement. So for the best results, have the assembly manual on hand as you complete the build. It is also crucial that you refer to the assembly manual to review the safety instructions of this build to prevent serious injury or property damage. All right, let's get started. This section goes over the requirements for the foundation of your shed. This video will focus on the assembly of the shed and not of the foundation, so refer to your manual in section 1 to see how to properly build the foundation for your shed. If you have questions regarding the foundation of your shed, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team at the number below. Take 2 gutter channels and line up the holes in the ends with the holes in the connector piece and secure the hardware. Be careful not to over-tighten this hardware. Line up the holes at the ends of the truss brace with the holes in the center of the gutter channels and secure the hardware, making sure the head of the bolt is on the inside of the gutter channel. To make tightening this hardware easier, I like to use a pair of vice grips with a Phillips head bit. Insert a truss rod through the connector, then add a small truss brace oriented like this, then go through the large truss brace. Secure with a nut on each end. Only tighten until the truss rod doesn't wiggle. Repeat this process 6 more times for a total of 7 truss assemblies. Take the gable halves that are flat on the bottom, line them up in the center, and secure with the hardware. Line up the holes in the screen with the holes in the vent. Place on the front side of the gable and secure the hardware on the back. Take the gable halves that have a curve on the bottom, line them up in the center, and secure the hardware. Line up the holes in the screen, the holes in the vent. Place on the front side of the gable and secure the hardware on the back. Take the small square tube and insert a cap into each end. Place the tube onto the gable, making sure the dimpled holes rest against the gable, and the dimpled hole in the center is at the bottom of the gable. Secure the tube to the gable, starting with the hardware in the center. Then finish securing through the oblong holes. Take the left door, which is the one with the Lifetime logo, and I'll have the holes in the tube with the holes in the door. Then slide the tube into the bottom of the door, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out at the end. Insert the cap into the end of the tube. Then finish sliding until it's flush with the bottom of the door. Add the latch bracket to the front of the door, oriented like this, and secure the hardware. Only finger tighten this hardware for now. On the back side of the door, locate these divots at the top and bottom, then drill them out with a provided drill bit, only going through the first layer of metal. At the top of the door, place a spacer over the holes that you just drilled out, making sure you can read the word up on the spacer. Place a lock on top of the spacer, oriented like this, and secure with the self-tapping screws. Repeat this process at the bottom of the door, this time making sure you can read the word down on the spacer. Connect the two halves of the handle together. Place on the front side of the door and secure with the hardware on the back. On the opposite edge of the door, insert a hinge tube, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out on each end. On the back side of the door, locate this groove around the window and apply the butyl tape going all the way around. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Then place over the butyl tape, making sure the holes line up with the divots in the door. Then secure with the hardware. Take the right door, align the holes in the tube with the holes in the door. Then insert the tube into the bottom of the door, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out at the end. Add the cap to the end of the tube. Then finish sliding until it's flush with the bottom of the door. On the back side of the door, locate this divot at the bottom. Then insert the self-tapping screw to secure the tube into place. Add the latch hardware to the front side of the door in this order. Then secure the hardware. Connect the two halves of the handle together. Then place on the front side of the door and secure the hardware. When adding the long screws, make sure they go through this bracket oriented like this. Insert the hinge tube into the opposite edge of the door, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out on each end. On the back side of the door, locate this groove around the window and apply the butyl tape going all the way around. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Place the window on top of the butyl tape, making sure to line up the holes in the window with the divots in the door. Then secure the hardware. This shed comes with 8 floor panels. They may be shipped folded, so you'll have to unfold them like this. Connect the floor panels together by lifting one up at an angle, interlocking the tabs, and setting the panel back down. For this shed, the orientation of the floor panels does not matter. Secure the floor panels together by adding a screw to each divot along each seam. The doors can go on either short edge. Once you decide what edge you want the doors on, place the strike plate in this recess. We're going to add our doors here. Take all the wall panels that are labeled AHD and add a wall support to the center channel, making sure the two holes that are close together go to the top of the panel. Line up the holes with the divots, then secure the hardware. Take the corner panel labeled AGY and on the channel on the right, add a wall support, making sure the two holes that are close together go at the bottom of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGN and on the channel on the left, add a wall support, making sure the two holes that are close together go at the top of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGL and on the channel on the right, add a wall support, making sure the two holes that are close together go at the top of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGW and add a wall support to the channel on the left, making sure the two holes that are close together go at the bottom of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGY and on the same edge that you added the strike plate, insert the tabs at the bottom of the panel into the cutouts on the floor. Slide the panel towards the strike plate to lock it in place. I'm comfortable tapping it with my foot, but if you're not, use a block and a rubber mallet. Lean the panel away from the floor, fold it in half, line up the tabs at the bottom with the cutouts on the floor, and apply downward pressure to lock them into place. If you're having a difficult time getting the tabs to lock into place, place a block under each tab individually and apply downward pressure. Take a wall panel labeled AHD and insert the tabs in the bottom into the cutouts on the floor, then slide towards the previous panel to lock it in place. Make sure the panels are level at the top, then secure them with the 5 screws. Repeat this process 6 more times, adding the wall panels labeled AHD. You can also add a window panel anywhere along either long edge. We're going to add ours somewhere in the middle. Add the corner panel labeled AGW to this corner using the same method as the first one. Add 2 wall panels labeled AHD to the back edge. Keep in mind, you cannot put window panels on this edge. Now add corner panel labeled AGL to this corner using the same method as the other two. Now you can add 7 wall panels to the long edge. Now you can add the corner panel labeled AGN to this corner. In the opening, locate these circular holes and add a bushing, making sure to go from the bottom up. Insert the hinge tube of the left door into the bushing, making sure the hole in the hinge tube lines up with the slit in the bushing. Insert the cotter pin from the outside going in, then flare the ends to lock it into place. Repeat this process for the other door. Close the doors, then place the gable that has a curve on the bottom on top of the hinge tubes. Make sure that the design on the wall and gable line up. Then go on the inside and secure it to the wall. Place the gap flaps in this location, oriented like this, and secure with the hardware. Take a truss assembly and place it into the cutouts closest to the gable. While you continue to hold the truss, have someone else lift a roof panel on top of the gable and into the gutter channel. You'll know the roof panel is in the correct position when the alignment nub lines up with this notch. Start by securing the roof panel to the wall panel through the bottom 4 screws. Then secure the roof panel to the truss through the bottom 2 holes. Then secure to the gable through the bottom 2 holes also. Now insert a roof support into the notch on the roof and gable. Then finish securing through the 1 hole in the truss and 2 holes on the gable. Repeat this process on the opposite side of the shed. If you're having a difficult time getting things to line up, click on this link here to see a video with tips on how to properly align your roof panels. Continue this process, adding 6 more truss assemblies and 12 more roof panels down the length of the shed. Place the other gable on top of the back wall and secure the hardware. Add the last 2 roof panels using the same method as the first 2. Take a skylight, bend it slightly, take an end cap and place it on one side. Then place a middle connector on the opposite edge. Place the skylight on top of the truss and gable, making sure that the end cap is over the gable. Secure the end cap into place by adding the hardware to these 2 divots in the gable. Now secure the skylight to the roof through these locations. There may be a little bit of plastic, but the hardware will go right through it. To avoid damaging the skylight, be very careful when tightening this hardware. Take another skylight, bend it slightly, add a middle connector to one edge. Place the skylight on top of the roof, inserting the opposite edge into the previous skylight. This step may be difficult, but be patient. Repeat this process for the next 5 skylights. For the last skylight, you'll add an end cap and you'll attach it to the gable using the same method as the very first skylight. Finish securing the skylight to the roof panels through these locations here. On the back wall, insert the clips into these holes, making sure the arrow is pointing up. Next, we're going to add the gussets to each truss assembly. They'll go in these locations here, oriented like this, on both sides, attached to each gutter channel. Now raise the small truss brace as high as it can go. Then secure with the self-tapping screws through these holes on each side. Repeat this process for the 6 remaining trusses. There are 3 height settings you can choose for the shelf. Those are indicated by these divots on the corner panel. Once you decide what height you want your shelf at, add the triangle shelf brackets to the slits on the center 2 wall supports at the height you chose. Now add the screw anchors to the divots on the corner panels at the height that you chose. Add the shelf brackets to the screw anchors, oriented like this, making sure to go through the oblong holes. If the shelf isn't already unfolded, unfold it. And add the support tubes to these channels underneath, making sure they click into place. Place the shelf on top of the brackets, making sure the word front is facing the entrance of the shelf. Now secure the shelf to the brackets using 2 screws each. It may be helpful to have someone else on the outside push on the corner of the shed to help the holes to line up. Take a window panel and remove the plastic film from both sides. Slide the window into the frame, making sure the lip is at the top and facing the inside of the shed. Take the small screw and insert it into the hole at the bottom of the window. Then add a latch bracket to these divots here, making sure it's oriented like this. Don't fully tighten this hardware, you want the latches to slide freely. Repeat these steps for the other window. On both sides of the window, locate these 4 divots and add the hardware going all the way through the wall. It's okay and normal if the hardware spins free. With the shutter oriented like this, place the screws into these divots here, then go on the inside and finish tightening the hardware. Repeat this process for the other window. This shed comes with 18 wall hooks. They can go anywhere throughout the shed in these recesses like this. Next, you need to make sure that the doors are level. Click on this link here to see a video, or refer to your manual in section 15 to see how to properly level your doors. Now that the doors are level, you can go inside, have someone latch the door, and finish tightening the hardware that we left loose on the left door. This section goes over how to anchor your shed to its foundation. Since we're indoors, we're not going to be able to do that, but it's important that you do. So refer to your manual in section 16 to see how to properly anchor your shed to its foundation. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your lifetime 8-foot by 20-foot outdoor storage shed. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other amazing products at lifetime.com.